Born in the Year of the Trees, in Aman, his father was Curufin, the fifth son of Feanor. He was the last in the line of the House of Feanor. He followed in the same footsteps as his father and grandfather, travelling to Middle-earth. Welcome to Fantasy Slice. Let's take a look at the life of the Elven Smith Celebrimbor. During the First Age, he would fight in numerous battles, including the Dagor-Nuin-Giliath and the Dagor-Ablareb. He travelled to Nargathrond after the Battle of Dagor Bragollach to live with his father and uncle. He continued to live in Nargathrond even after his father and uncle were exiled by Orodreth. The city of Nargathrond was attacked after Morgoth's army led by the great dragon Glaurung and his orcs raided and sacked the city. Celebrimbor managed to escape, reaching Gondolin. While in Gondolin, he became a jewelsmith and created the first elfstone, managing to also survive the fall of Gondolin, where the elf Morgoth betrayed his king, by giving the city's location to Morgoth. Most of Celebrimbor's kin would choose to leave at the end of the First Age, however he would choose to stay and remain in Middle-earth. During the Second Age, he met with Lady Galadriel and would fall in love with her, accepting at her request to craft another elfstone for herself. This was weaker than the original. Choosing to settle in Eregion during the Second Age, he formed a group of elven craftsmen, calling them the Gwaith-i-Myrdain. They became friends with the dwarves in Khazad-dûm because of their skill. Together with the dwarf Narvi, Celebrimbor created the Doors of Durin. The only smith to exceed the Gwaith-i-Myrdain was Feanor himself, the grandfather of Celebrimbor, who was the most skilled of this group. Due to the growing friendship over thousands of years between the dwarves of Khazad-dûm and the Gwaith-i-Myrdain, this was the closest their two races would become in the history of Middle-earth. Sauron, disguised as Annatar, the Lord of Gifts, befriended Celebrimbor and the Gwaith-i-Myrdain, giving them advice and instruction. The Gwaith-i-Myrdain, including Celebrimbor, were deceived by Sauron. They made 16 rings of power, 9 for the men of Middle-earth and 7 for the dwarven lords. With the knowledge gained by Annatar, Celebrimbor crafted 3 additional rings, naming them Vilya, Narya and Nenya. Annatar did not know about these rings. However, little did Celebrimbor know the craft used to create the rings had a binding magic within them. Giving the 3 rings of power to the elves, Gil-galad the High King of the Noldor was given Vilya, Círdan was entrusted with Narya, and Galadriel bore Nenya. These represented the elements air, fire and water, respectively. Celebrimbor also sent the mightiest of the dwarven rings to Durin III. Sauron later attacked Eregion, destroying the realm, leaving the place in ruin. Celebrimbor was captured and tortured until he gave the location of the Rings of Power. He gave the location for the 9 men and the 7 dwarves, but would not reveal the location of the Elven Rings. He would sadly die from his wounds in the year 1697 in the Second Age.